Hey guys, it's me, Vanessa Nichelle, and you are watching Grace and Mercy by Nichelle. I'm glad that you decided to tune in and just my music for a second. Glad you decided to tune in this time. This video, I'm going to be kind of candid with you about something that me and God have been going back and forth about, and that is dealing with forgiveness, the ugly truth about forgiveness that a lot of people don't really get in. I mean, they get into it, they kind of get into it, but it's like, sometimes I feel like it's kind of G-rated in a way. Um, but for me, forgiveness, I struggle with forgiving those who had a bigger impact in my life, like family and people I love, like friends and things like that. It's easy to forgive strangers. It's easy to forgive, temporary people in your life that kind of was in and out or whatever. But what about those that were supposed to mean something to you, that that they were supposed to love you, they were supposed to be there for you because of all the things that you did for them, and vice versa, and they may have done for you, and you may have done them wrong, and you haven't forgiven yourself for that. But I know for me, I struggle with family. I struggle with friends that I called family. It's easier said than done, if that makes sense. It's way easier said than done. Like for me, it's like how do you come to a place of saying, okay, I can, if I see you on the street, I can forgive you, as far as like seeing you on the street and saying that I can, that I can help you. Or if you call me and say, hey, Ness, I need you, I can come help you. But as far as like honestly saying, I've forgiven you in this walk, and you don't, and it's like my best friend said, you don't really know that you've forgiven somebody until you haven't dealt with them for a while, and then you get into their presence and it doesn't alter your emotions. And it's like, dang, that's true. And then you have to think about it also, like how do you know you're really forgiving them? And I struggle, like I could say like my brother, for instance, or like my dad's side of the family. Like I struggle with forgiving them. I struggle forgiving my dad and my brother, like men in my life that have hurt me and have caused a lot of hurt. I like I had to come to a place after many conversations and watching a few people that I've seen that are influential on the internet, and I had to come to a conclusion that I can't hold him responsible for his past. I can't hold him responsible for my past. He's a person. He has demons that he had to battle. Whether he chooses to battle with them or not, that's something I can't hold him responsible for anymore. I have to understand that he's a person. He's an individual that has been hurt and has had pain. And the fact of the matter is he never got to deal with his the right way. And therefore, because he didn't get to deal with his the right way, it affected how he fathered me. And that's so hard, It's hard because it's like, how I'm like, okay, God, I can forgive him for that. I'm like, how can I forgive him for that? Like, how do I do that? And it's like you just kind of get to a place like, Lord, I can't do it by myself. I had to say, you know what, Vanessa, you can't hold him responsible for these things anymore. Because he's not going to, he or anybody else in his position, like a father, mother, friends, grandparents, or whatever, you can't hold any of these individuals responsible for that. And it's like, but I want my apology. I want my, I'm sorry for doing this to you. I did this and that, and I acknowledge what your pain is. And it's like, I want that, but I'm not gonna get it. And it took me many, many years of like dealing, I was blessed to have people in my life as a, with me being a teenager coming up and being things like that, being exposed and being a young adult. I'm still a young adult, I ain't but 31. So I had to say, you know what, I want to forgive them. I want to move on. I want to let it go because they done moved on with their lives. They're not thinking about me anymore. I'm still holding on to that stuff. I still let that stuff linger around, exes, past friendships, all this stuff. They've all moved on, and I'm still holding on to it, and it's eating me up. And I had to say, you know what? These are people. They did what they did, but I have to also think of it like that, like this. I have to think of it like that and like this. I have to think of it like that they're people, and I have to let it go. And then I have to think of it as, this is a part of a developmental process for me. I had to go through those things because that was something that God needed me to go through to be able to get to a place that He needed me to be able to help somebody else. And this is what this video is about. It's about moving forward and being freed of those things that has happened in my life. I can be honest that, I've had broken hearts. I've been done bad. I've been lied to. I've been cheated on. I've been molested. I've been raped. I've been stolen from, well, in one ways, in many ways. I sometimes struggle to get my words out, y'all, so bear with me. But God, I've been through so much, and I have to let those people go because they done moved on with their life. They probably don't even remember me. It's the ugly truth. They don't remember. And I know for me, I went through the first stage of you hurt me, you did this, you did that. And then I went through, okay, what did I do to cause it? Then I went through, what was the next stage, y'all? The next stage was after, what did I do to cause it, is now, okay, what am I going to do about it now? What am I going to do to, what am I going to do to stop letting the hurt taunt me and stop letting the enemy use it in a way as a weapon against me to hinder me from growing and risking my salvation? Because what people don't realize, or what you may not realize, is especially if you're saved and you have that relationship with, you want the relationship with God, and you have that relationship with God, that your unforgiveness will hinder you from being with Jesus. If you die today, can you honestly say that you're going to be with your Heavenly Father? Because the things He requires of us is to love one another, to treat people the way we want to be treated, and to forgive. Because without forgiveness, we can't love, truly love. Like I'm talking about real Jesus love. You can't do that without forgiveness. You can't. It doesn't excuse the hurt. It doesn't take away from the pain. It doesn't take away from those things. But without that, you can't really love anybody, because a person can come into your life and they can remind you of somebody from your past, and it will hinder you from being able to help that person through that, and or deal with that person, period. Because that person can be brought into your life for you to help them, because you've experienced a person like them, and you can keep them from hurting somebody else, and you won't be able to help them, truly help them. You won't be able to do that. You won't be able to do that because you haven't got over the hurt from the person that hurt you, from John that hurt you, or Ashley that may have done something to you that you didn't like. You can't do that, and that's something I had to wrap my whole mind and open my heart to know that I have to get past this to be able to do what it is Christ wants me to do on this earth. And that's the bottom line. It's deeper than just want to get to heaven. You have an assignment. I have an assignment. And without being able, without getting to a place of forgiveness and letting those past hurts go, you can't move forward. And then the next thing is not allowing those things to make you sick. It can take a toll on you in here, in your body, your spirit. It can change you. Unforgiveness can turn you into a person that you never expected to be. And you don't want to let that fester, because the enemy will take that and he will use it as a weapon against you, and you don't want that. You don't want that. You don't want to turn into this ugly, bitter person that God did not create you to be, that he did not place you on this earth to hold on to. You have to give that pain to him. You know, you have to give it to him, because you can't do it by yourself. You can't heal yourself. People think you can let go of it. You can do that. You can say, you know what, I'm not gonna deal with it no more. I'm not gonna think about it. And you can put it in the back of your head. And you can bury it. But is it really gone? You don't know it's gone, because you may not even deal with that person no more. And like I said, you can run into somebody else in your future, or in your present, and you can run into a person that reminds you of that person, and you'll reject them before you even realize you did, or have an issue with that person before you even realize you reacted to it. It's like, and then you think back, like, why did I get into it with that person? It's because they reminded you of something or someone that hurt you. And then you have to think about, well, why did they remind me of that person? It's because you haven't forgave them. You haven't did that yet. And haven't done that, haven't did, anywho, but haven't done that yet, you know. And I've done that so many times. I've done that time and time again. I've judged a person based off of what they reminded me of, you know, from my past. And it has messed me over so many times. Or I haven't let go of something, and I find myself talking about it over and over again and telling different people the same situation. And I've let it hang over my head, and I've let it dwell in my heart for way too long, you know. And you just got to get to a place where I'm at right now. I'm just getting to a place of wanting to forgive them and coming to understanding that what they did to me is not my fault, and that they did it based off of probably what they've been through, you know, and I can't hold that against them anymore. And I got that from, it was nothing but the grace of God that I was sitting up there watching it. My best friend was watching this, and then she had me watch it with her. And it was Red Table Talk with Jada Pinkett Smith, you know, her mom and her daughter. And then she had her brother on, and they was talking about their dad. And I resonated with that so much, because it's like I was like, I got to get there too. You know, I have to get to a place of understanding that they're people, and people are the most unreliable creatures on earth. They're so unreliable. Even I'm unreliable sometimes, and I have to admit that to myself. I've done stuff to people, and I have to forgive that too. You know, I haven't been perfect. You know, I'm nowhere near perfect. I'm just like everybody else, human beings, you know. And I made mistakes, and some have been able to forgive me, and some haven't, you know. And just like everybody else in my past that I never got that apology from, I may have never given somebody the apology that they needed. And if you so happen to be watching this video, I'm so sorry. I hope you forgive me. I really am. Like, I'm so serious. Like, I pray that if I've ever done anything to you and you're watching this, that I'm so sorry, okay? I'm really sorry. Just be honest, I gotta get my apology in while I can, because I don't know if I'll ever see them again. Um, but sometimes you're just not gonna get the closure that you expect, and you have to just kind of give it to God and be like, you know what, Lord, I can't hold on to this. I need you to take this burden off of me and give it to them, because it'll make you sick. It'll give you health issues. It'll drive you crazy up in here. It'll cause you to mistreat the people that God gave you, that was trying to love you, and you'll lose them based off of unforgiveness that you haven't given yourself. And the key is, at the end of all of this, that forgiveness is not for nobody but yourself. Yes, if you happen to forgive the person and they're still in your life, it'll give them an opportunity to right their wrong. But if they never get to right their wrong, then it's for you. It's mainly for you. You have to sometimes you got to give your own self the closure. You'll never know why they did what they did. You never know why, period. You'll never know why. So you have to just kind of chunk it up for what it is, and just kind of charge it to the game and be like, hey, I can't expect them to be here to tell me every single thing, Oh, well, I did this for that reason. I did that for that reason, I had one relationship that I was dealing with this person off and on for many, many years. And I held on to the hurt that they caused me for so long. And I'm not saying that I never hurted them. They said I did, and I apologize for it. And I don't know if they ever forgave me in their hearts for it, but I know for me, I held on to it for a long time, and for a while, and I had to come to a conclusion that they were hurt too. I knew a little bit of their story, and I had to just kind of be like, you know what? They did what they did because they were hurt. They were insecure. Whether they wanted to admit it or not, they were, and they've been broken, and they've had past issues, and it carried on into our relationship. Whether we were supposed to be together or not isn't a question. It was a lesson for both of us, and I know it was a lesson for me. And I'm still working on forgiving them. I can honestly say I've forgiven them. I'm still healing from the hurt. I'm still healing from the hurt of family. I'm still healing from all of that. So if you're still dealing with pain and you're still healing from hurt, it's okay. It's okay to still not hold on to it, but still be healing from it. Because with each hurt that you go through in your life, it takes a piece of you, it breaks a piece of you. And sometimes you've been broken so much, you left with a pile of just broken pieces. It's like you're trying to put these pieces back together, you're trying to glue them back together. And sometimes you can't, some of these hurts you can't do by yourself, So, like I said, just give it to God and truly give it to God. And anytime the enemy tries to bring those memories back, or bring somebody in your life God brings somebody into your life that reminds you of a person the enemy tries to play off of your past in that area, just fight through it, pray, and stay prayed up. Please stay prayed up, because prayer is the only thing that's going to get you through. Reading your word and constantly working at it, and every time the enemy comes at you with something, a bad memory or a past hurt, just say, you know what, devil, I gave it to God. I ain't got time for it. And keep doing it until you know for a fact that in your heart of hearts that this person, you could see this person today and know that it ain't gonna phase you seeing them, talking to them, being around them. You could say, hey man, how you doing? and really mean it. Well, you know what? I love you with the love of Christ. You know, I hope that your life is going well, blase, blase, and really mean it from the bottom of your heart and love that person. And you can love anybody that reminds you of them after that. Because every person you deal with is preparation for somebody else that you're going to have to deal with later. Everything that you deal with in this life is preparation, point blank, period. What you do with the preparation, the life lesson, is up to you. That's it. What you do with it after that is up to you. You know what I'm saying? So you can either deal with it and get over it and chunk it up for a lesson, or continue to be miserable and live in unforgiveness and water in your misery. Is what it is. Me personally, I want joy, I want peace, I want God, what God has for me. I want the man of my dreams. I want the life of my dreams that God promised me, and I'm going to get those things, and there ain't nothing that the enemy can do to stop that. And that's the boldness that I prayed for, and that's the boldness God has given me to be able to stand up and say that. You know, and I pray to God that He gives you or y'all or whoever is listening to this and watches this the boldness to be able to make it through, to say, you know what, I forgive them, whatever they did, you know, and just stay prayed up and give it to Him. And once you do that, I promise you're going to have joy in your life that you never had before, peace in your life that you never had before. You're going to be able to sleep better. You're going to feel better. You're going to be able to smile and be like, yes, I'm loving this. You know, I'm loving this. This is, you know, and you can love everybody with the love of Christ, and you can stop being as angry and frustrated. Like people that get on my nerves now, they get on my nerves less than they did yesterday, you know. So just know you're not alone. I'm here with you because I'm struggling too. I don't be wanting to forgive folks. I just be like, man, whatever. If I see you in the street, it's just what it is. But I can't be like that. You know, I'm with Jesus now. I can't be like that. So you can't be out here throwing hands, y'all. We gotta pray and we gotta give it to God, you know, because it ain't worth it. They may have stole from you. They could have stole your last $20. Man, God give you $20 more. I love saying that. He can give you more than anybody could ever take from you. You know, that's what God is in the restoration business. He's in the blessing business. He's in the building up business. And He's in the loving business. And most importantly, He's in the forgiving business. So if Jesus can forgive you, if God can forgive you, then shoot, you can forgive anybody, because Jesus died on the cross, man, and He rose again. He gave His life for us, and if He can step up and do that in the name of forgiveness and love, unconditional love and forgiveness, then child, you can forgive that person that did you bad, because them people are just unreliable, and some people just ain't worth two dead flies smash, and that's what it is, and you just kind of gotta leave it where it's at in that. So, but I ain't gonna keep going on and on about it, but, you know, just move forward, man. Live life, love people, because people are funny. So sometimes when people just do you bad, man, you just kind of gotta laugh and be like, man, Lord, I just see what you talking about now. And just leave it at that, you know. So, I don't know. It is what it is, man. Forgive and love, man. That's it. But I love you guys. I challenge you to forgive and love in this week. And until next time, God bless. I love you. Stay prayed up. And be good. And be good to one another, okay? Mwah.